Today's purpose of this video is to educate you on the home buying process, help you formulate a plan that meets your goals at your time frame, and activate that plan by slowly implementing steps to help you get to that goal. So when you meet a realtor, one of the first things they're going to ask you to do is sign a buyer representation agreement. And all that is setting mutual expectations in writing between you and the agent. It's committing to finding you the home that you want in the areas and the time frame that you want. It's exclusively between you and the realtor. Just know your realtor does get paid on commission at the end of the whole transaction. So if you have any questions about the commissions, this is the time to ask them. If you are a new-time home buyer and you're trying to understand the mortgages, please know you're gonna have to ask how much are you gonna need for your down payment. Typically it's around 3.5. It will depend on your type of loan. So make sure you get with your lender and you ask them, how much am I going to need down payment? The next thing is, what are the interest rates? So have those conversations and how that can help you and benefit you. And if we need to, maybe your realtor can negotiate and buy it out. So if you're wondering what exactly comes out in your monthly mortgage payment, you're looking at the principal, which is actually what you're paying for the home itself and the property. The interest is actually for the lender. That's what it costs for you to borrow the loan from the lender. Your taxes, which are state and local entities of owning a home here in Texas, and your insurance is paid to protect your investment. Some types of loans will require mortgage insurance when it's applicable. If you have any questions, this is a great time to ask your lender, and make sure you shop around with your lenders to see if they're working for you and they're offering you the best deal that they can. There's an application process with these lenders. Please be advised, they are going to be asking you for some information so that we can process and they can get you to the best quote as possible. Some of the verifications are 2 years of tax return, W-2, 1099, and of course 2 bank statements. If you have a 401k, stocks, they need to know and they need to be able to see that information. 3 most important things in qualifying is making sure you have work, if you have any savings, and of course your credit score. Those are your 3 main things. If some of you have questions about down payment assistance or what is an acceptable source of down payment, savings accounts is definitely one of them. A 401k, you can liquidate some of those assets and get cash out. Get from a family member. When we talk about family members, they're immediate family members. And then of course, any proceeds from sales or personal property that can be utilized to help purchase this property as well. When you're looking for your home, we do have a 4-step process, and typically what that looks like is you want to find about 3 to 5 homes that you absolutely want to go see in person. And of course, you're only seeing these homes if you're about to put an offer in. If you're not going to put an offer in, please don't waste anyone's time. Think about it from a seller's perspective. If you had your home listed, would you want anyone walking through that home? Absolutely not. You want true, able buyers that are willing to purchase your property. And so again, if you're absolutely sure you want to possibly put an offer on this home, you're viewing that home. And we ask you to verify that it does match every criteria, and if there isn't anything, you want to communicate that to your realtor. If you're not communicating that to your realtor is going to continue providing homes within that criteria. So make sure you're updating that criteria. One of the last things is you want to create a rating system. How did you like this home? What did you think about this home? And if you want, you can even put a nickname on it so you can recall information about that home. If you do decide to make an offer in the home, please make sure you're asking your realtor about home warranty and what that can do and how that can help you as a buyer moving into this new home. So when your agent makes an offer, there's only 3 things that a seller can do. The seller can accept it, deny it, or counter it. Your offer's been accepted, now what? So there are a few things that will happen during this time. What you'll notice is that you will have an option period if that was one of the things that your realtor negotiated with you. That typically ranges depending on the days and the amount of that you are needing to have that period. The next one is your earnest money. It's typically 1%. However, some realtors may have a plan of action and they may change that up on you, but typically it's a 1% of whatever you're offering for that sale. Next is the inspection. As it is a service fee, that service fee is due upon the time of service. So if you have an inspector walking in, guess what? They need to be paid. And that ranges between $400 to $800, just really depends on the type of inspection and the thoroughness of that inspection. So during the inspection, you find out there are some repairs that need to be made. What type of repairs would those be? You really want to focus on your foundations. You want to make sure there's no cracks. If you're looking at the window and there's cracks, you want to ask the inspector a little bit more about those cracks. And your flooring, making sure that there is no water damage on the floor, ceilings, or anything that you notice. You want to look at your roof. Make sure that if you have shingles, that there is nothing on top of the roof, nothing damaging the roof. Here in San Antonio, we have amazing, beautiful oak trees, and they like to get on top of the roofs, and sometimes they damage the shingles. So just making sure that there's nothing on the roof that could possibly harm the home. Any plumbing or electrical problems or situations, you definitely want those addressed, and any mold or termite issues or concerns, you want those addressed. The appraisal will be, in some cases, the lender will require that up front. Sometimes they'll do it at the end of closing. Again, it's going to depend on your lender, but that will range between $500 to $800. Again, very similar to the inspection, it is a service fee, and that service fee is due upon service. Very briefly, I want to talk about the appraisal and the title. If you're not familiar with the appraisal, this is how the lender understands the value of the property. This is to protect the lender from loaning too little or too much for the property. It's the best interest for both of you all to understand what that home that you're actually putting an offer in valued at is actually stating that it is truly valued at. The next thing is title is the legal right for you to own that property. They're making sure that the people that are selling it are truly who in fact are supposed to be selling it to you, and that they are and they have no withstanding debt to that home. One thing I personally like to do for my clients, especially if they're a first-time home buyer, is review a survey. A survey is very important, and you want to make sure you have that. And what that tells you is, for example, let's say you have a property that the fence line is on the neighbor's property. You won't know that until you get that survey done. If that shows, you can actually negotiate that that seller has to move that fence back to that property line. And that way, that's an expense that you are saving yourself. So a survey is really important. It lets you know where your property lines are and what and who is on that property line. Now that you're done with the process, you're in the waiting part of getting the keys. This is a very crucial time, and it's mainly for you as the buyer. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that all your finances are in order, you're not switching jobs, you're communicating with not only your agent, but your lender to verify that everything has been submitted and we're good to go. Making sure you do your final walkthrough, get out there and walk that home for one last time to make sure that everything that you negotiated and said that they were going to do has been done. You've made it this far. Guess what? You're at the closing table. What do you need to bring? So you want to bring your certified funds, meaning what you said you were going to pay. Make sure you know how to give that certain amount to that title company. They should have already reached out to you and informed you the best method of that. Closing costs. What does that mean to you? That means 3% of that offer that you submitted. That amount, that 3%, is what you're needed to bring it to the table for closing costs. You want evidence of your insurance, which is a homeowner insurance. You want a valid ID stating who you are is who you are. What you will get back is a settlement statement, transfer the clean title to your name, and then lastly, the keys to your home. What I want to talk about is how to protect your investment. When we're looking at a home, this is one of the largest investments that you're making, so why not have ways to protect it? You want to make sure you have a routine to check and maintain the home annually. Keep your eye out for any damages, signs of leakage, damage, water, wear and tear, and make sure you fix these problems as soon as possible. And if not, make sure you get a professional to come check it out. Keep receipts for all of your transactions. So anything that you've done for that house, keep it in a folder so that way if you were to ever sell that house, you can pass it over to the next homeowners and they have documentation of that. And then of course your home warranty. I cannot express how much your home warranty will help you in situations like if your HVAC goes out, instead of paying thousands and thousands of dollars, you pay a small deductible fee and they replace it. Very briefly, I want to talk about the difference between replacement costs and actual value costs. And the reason I bring this up is because not many people know the difference. One of them is the replace cost is the actual cost of how much it would be replaced today plus your deductible, and that would be your payout. Actual cash value is what your property is new today minus depreciation minus your deductible, and that's payout. When looking for home insurance, try to look for the replacement costs. Another thing to notice about when you're speaking to your insurance agent, you want to ask them about what type of water coverage do you have. Sudden and accidental, water backup, seepage and leakage, foundation, service line. Those are the ones you want to ask about water coverage. If you are a home buyer and you're looking to buy a home, make sure you understand what money is needed up front, what money is going to be needed at closing, and if you can accept monetary gifts from family members. This is one of the first things you want to do. Find a realtor that has your goals in mind and they're exclusively working with you. If you haven't signed a buyer representation agreement, That just means that's the mutual standard of what is being agreed upon in writing and how they represent you, and that they're only exclusively working with you in regarding looking for a home. So I hope this video did educate you, or at least give you a little insight as to the home buying process. Now that we've talked a little bit about the plan, I'm hoping that you now have your plan and you're slowly going to activate it by putting those steps that are needed for you to become a homeowner. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone that is looking to purchase. Hello, my name is Deanna Prunetta and I'm a local realtor here in San Antonio. If you are looking to become a home buyer this year, let me help you. I'd love to meet one-on-one with you to devise a plan and to help you become that homeowner.
Share this with someone looking to buy or sell.